So welcome to a quick fast start training, folks. Here's what I want to show you. We have a way that we want you to follow along with your trade. So what I know mindset, right, wise, thoughts become things, right? You have to first think it before it happens. So what we like to guide you through, what do you want your account to look like? How much growth do you want in your money? Well, let me give you the proper mindset. For the most part, and I'm reading this new book called Fake, which there's a lot of information I already knew about, but let's talk about how money moves in the economy and what you're currently getting. Because if you don't understand where you're currently at, you don't know that you're at a benefit right now with the program that we're starting here. So most people, when it comes to a retirement plan, when it comes to any type of hedge funds or anything that you're investing in, most of those things say that a good investment is getting 4% back in a year. Hear that, 4% back in a year. So I want to give you the example that, that means if you invested $1,000 over the year that you invested, remember, there's a risk there too. I know our economy goes into a recession pretty much every 10 years. There's going to be a correction, which some people lose portions of their retirement. So really it's not getting 4%. So let's say you risk your $1,000. They say we're going to give you 4%. That means you're only going to get $40 for $1,000 that you invested in a 12-month period. Question, is that a good investment? Of course not, right? But we do it anyway. Why? It's because it's the only thing that we know. And if you understand really what the money is, you'll realize you're not in a good system. I just posted something about anytime that fake money enters and mixes with good money, right? It disturbs the whole process. It debases it or devalues it. So if you understand the money system, that is not what you want anyway. Okay, so we'll save that for another educational session, but let's just talk about you being able to compound and multiply your money so you can stay ahead and have a better retirement or a better life or supplementation of your income. So let's say that you started with $100 in your account. This is looking at 10%. I'm going to bring this down a little bit less, but I want to show you what 10% looks like as well too. This is a little bit more on the riskier side, but some people do trade for 10% growth per trade. So let's say you do $100. 0.10 lot size, you get 10 pips and bam, you made $10 in profit. You just grew your account by 10%. Now listen, I just told you, didn't I just tell you that the average person around the world is investing in the 401k and they're getting 4% back per year? Didn't we already win with one trade? Couldn't I just take this down to 3% and still be winning? Yes, because I'm going to show you that as well too. I can take this down to 1%, and in 4 trades, you've already made what it would have took you one whole year based off the system you're currently on. That's why I know that this is powerful. So let's just keep this simple. Every trade that you do, you're going to compound and take your lot sizes up. Okay, so these are called lot sizes. This determines how much profit that you make per trade. So you'll put this, and we'll show you how to do this. You'll put this in your trading app, and then when you get 10 pips, you'll make that in profit. Well, guess what? After 30 successful trades, you've now turned $100 into $1,744. Okay. After 60 trades, you now turned that $100 investment into $30,448. This is compound interest. This is why Albert Einstein, greatest mathematician in the world, he says the compound interest is one of the 8 wonders of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who does not will always pay it. That's why the rich continually get rich and the poor continually get poor, because of things like this. It's called a wealth transfer. And most of us, we are paying a mortgage, right, to the banks that look like this, but we're on the opposite end of it. We're paying, it's an expense for us. It's not us making income. And now we're showing you how to make the income with a vehicle that allows you to do it. There's no other vehicle that's going to allow you to do what we're talking about right now. All right. So then we get into 90 trades. That's $500,000. Started from your initial investment. I know some of you are mind blown right now and you can't believe the compound. That's why it's called the 8th wonder of the world. Okay, these numbers are what it is. You've probably heard the penny concept, where if you doubled a penny every day for 31 days, it would equal over $10 million. That's a true thing. Try it on your calculator and double that penny. It's going to be $10 million. That is the power of compound interest. And now we're showing you how to do it with your income. Now let's just take this down. Let's be more conservative. I'm a conservative trader, and there's things called pullbacks and corrections in the market. So I want you to be able to sustain and really have a high probability of all of your trades closing out in profit. So let's put this to 3%. Okay. Now I've already given you the mindset. Every year you're already investing your hard-earned money, or the government's taxing your hard-earned money, and you're giving percentages up anyway, right? Or they're only giving you 4% back per year on whatever you invested inside your account. So that means going 3% every trade is powerful. And so last week we did 15 successful trades, no losses last week. So that meant out of 15 trades, that means someone who had a $100 account basically took their account to $155 if they started with $100 with us last week. So they basically grew their account by 55% just using 3%. Now, most people use a little bit higher, but that's cool. But at minimum, someone grew their account by 50%. Tell me, where is that even possible? Nowhere. And so I'm going to just walk you through just conservatively trading, okay? And so here we go, 0.03, okay? And we're walking through this. After 30 successful trades, you've now more than doubled your account. So now $100 went to $242. That's powerful in 30 days. Question, if you threw $100 in your bank, after 30 days, how much would be in your bank account? I heard my wife say, because she really was, my niece went to go get her bank account yesterday. And so they were charging her $7 to hold her money in an account, and they expect her to put more deposits in there. So based off what they said, you would only have $93 in your account after 30 days. They would actually take money from you. And I just showed you how to multiply your money with 3% daily, being very conservative. The next one, going to 60 trades. Now you're taking your account to $589, folks. Powerful. Now you're going to realize as you compound, the money's going to get bigger. Okay. So $589 from a $100 account, you now are $489 in the blue. Okay. Then we do 90 successful trade. You've now taken your $100 account to $1,430. Last week we did 15 trades. Okay, so based off, if we kept on doing 15 trades per week, 10 pips a piece with this leverage right here, that meant in an entire month you would knock out 60 trades. So an entire month you could be here at 589. Okay, so based off how many trades that you're taking per day, and now when you learn how to do it yourself, which I'm going to show you how to do the web analyzer, you can knock this out as fast as you want. Right? You can do as many trades as you want per day based off just applying the checklist that we're going to give you here. So that is our compound sheet. Now let's move on to how to start compounding your money in real life using our tools in iMarkets Live. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up our website here. All right, so I want you to first, so for those that are brand new, here's our system. Very simple. Okay, I want you to go to legacyworldwide.net. You can go ahead and write that down and drop it in the chat here. Go ahead and save this on your laptop or on your phone. Okay, and this is how you're going to get started with us. Even if you haven't enrolled yet, we can at least get you set up so when you enroll into our system, you'll be ready to go and your account will already be funded or your account will already be ready so that you can start trading with us. Okay, so go to legacyworldwide.net. Make sure you get with your enroller. As far as a broker, they may already have a suggested broker for you, or they may give you some options. Remember, you can choose whatever broker that you want. Here's what I'll tell you. Make sure you choose a broker with minimal spreads, because you want to make sure that's important in this industry here. And we're going to show you how to scalp in the market. So what I want you to do is go to legacyworldwide.net, click on Getting Started, okay? And you can do this today. Just go through the Getting Started checklist. When you enroll, it's going to show you how to walk through your back office. Download these apps today. The Legacy Worldwide app, we have it available on the App Store or the Google Play Store. iMarkets Live app, your MetaTrader 4 app, and then, of course, Telegram, so you can get into our trading group. Then it's going to talk about opening a brokerage account. You don't have to use Trader's Way. Just get with the person who enrolled you, and they will talk about their broker. You can ask them some simple questions like, hey, what's the spreads? How are the spreads like? And what are the swap fees and things of that sort. And you can base your broker and how do you withdraw money. So you can base how you use your broker based off those questions there. But you have Trader's Way, you have Hugo's Way, you have FX Choice, and a lot of other brokers that are out there, okay? And then 3, Trading 101 with my wife. She just breaks it down very simple of how to calculate pips and how to enter and exit trades. And then the spreadsheets here. And then go through the academy. It's no longer basics 1 through 4. It's now 100 series and 200 series. So we'll walk you through how to do that. So that's just getting started. So just go ahead and put that link away. Now we will get into the web analyzer. Okay. So every morning we trade using this software here. It's what I like to say, artificial intelligence. That's basically finding the opportunities in the markets that's meeting a portion of our criteria. Okay, so I'm going to give you some simple steps. I'm going to post this in our legacy chat. So if you're brand new on here, you're going to get added to our legacy group. In that legacy group is going to be a pin post. On that pin post is going to give you the confirmation checklist. And in our trading group, I'm going to make a document today to show you exactly what steps to take one by one to successfully enter a trade. So what we're going to do now is look at some examples here. Some of you right now are looking at this like, oh my God, this is so confusing. It looks like an each kg. Don't worry, that was me. I didn't know. But that's why we're gonna make sure that you're earning and learning at the same time. So when you enter our trading group, we actually throw trades in those groups that we have taken the time to go through and look and make sure they met the criteria. And you can just enter, whether it's be a buy or a sell, you can just do that if you choose to, okay? But I'm gonna show you how to do it on your own. So right now the market is obviously closed, but let's look at some things that are in the market currently. So what you'll see the alerts right here on the left. And it may not be bringing them up because the market is closed. Let me see if I can. Well, let's look at, so cryptocurrency, it's good for cryptocurrency as well too. Let me see if it brings up Forex. So we'll look at the cryptocurrency space as well too. Okay, so we're gonna look at cryptocurrency because it is open right now. Same criteria applies, folks. So let's look at Bitcoin Cash against the US dollar. Like I said, the same checklist applies. Now, some of us trade a little bit different as far as checklists. I like to do high probability trades. What that means is it won't be a lot of them, but for the most part, you will have a higher chance of it closing out in profit. Like I said, over the past several weeks of us using the ECC-11 strategy and applying the high probability checklist, there's been 69 trades thrown and only 3 losses inside of our group, okay? So when I say this is high probability, this is something that's already in our academy. If you're brand new, or even if you're not new, if you want to know what I'm talking about, go to technical analysis. It's going to be the 4th video, and it's going to be confirmation checklist, high probability trades. And he's going to give you 4 steps. We're just going to apply those steps using the web analyzer. So the first thing I do, it tells you buy potential. You just got to go to this thing right here, okay? Click on that. And don't worry, this is going to be practice, folks. You're going to have to do this several times to get used to it. And you're going to just put this line somewhere on there. Okay, when you put the line on there, the next thing you're going to do, you want to get this price, that line where this price is. So we're going to click on this circle here to edit. It brings up our little edit deal right here. Okay, we click on that. And now we put the price that it suggested. So it said 481.99. Okay, so that's our price. Now, what I'm going to tell you is, as you learn, for those who have experience, you're going to know when I say support and resistance, what that means. If you don't worry. We're going to teach you what support and resistance is in the academy. That's the powerful part. So what this automatically does is the web analyzer finds a critical support and resistance area, meaning a place that was once support or resistance, and it puts the price there. That's our entry point. Okay, so basically it's saying once price passes that point and then becomes a support level for a buy, then we can enter in on that trade. But here's where I'm gonna throw the high probability checklist in that. Okay, so I just really have someone keep on calling me through Telegram. So the first step, we put our line there. Number 2, we are going to look at the trend. Now, we don't have to draw lines. The Academy in technical analysis, once again, it's going to show you how to draw trend lines, which I think you should know how to do. But with the cloud strategy, you don't have to necessarily draw trend lines, okay? But I'm going to do that for this scenario here. So I want to know, am I in an uptrend or a downtrend? An uptrend is when price is continually going up. So it creates what we call higher highs and higher lows. So this was our initial low. This was our first high. This was our next low, which is a higher low than this low. That's why we call it higher highs, higher low. This is a higher high because it's higher than this high here. So the second thing in our checklist is we're looking at the trend. If I'm buying, I want to ensure that my currency pair is in an uptrend on all of my charts. Okay, so for looking at the cloud, for that number 2 trend, we are going to look at the M15 chart. Okay, these are for high probability trades. It's showing it's above the cloud here. Now it is a sideways market on this M15. I would call this a flag formation. Don't worry about that. You will learn that in the academy, in your Forex Advanced as you progress. But just know for the purpose of this, to keep it simple, it is above our cloud. Okay, the 1 hour chart. It's in our cloud, okay? So if you're an experienced trader, you will be able to take this trade and not have to be scared about it. If you're not experienced, what I'll say is this may be an opportunity that you would pass up because it's not necessarily above the cloud yet, okay? But it is in an uptrend, okay? So we're going to treat this, it's an uptrend. If we look at this, price is continually up. It's in a flag right now, so I'm expecting that this is going to go up. All right, then we go to our 4-hour. I want to ensure that it's above the cloud on the 4-hour. That checks. And then I also go to the daily, okay? Why do I go to the daily? Because I want you to know that this cloud, you see this? This is called the cloud, the Kumo. It acts as a major reversal area or a resistance or support point. So if price is ever close to this, let's say we're in a buy right now, right? So let's say if price was below here, right here, but it was above the cloud on all my other charts. Well, it may come to that price may try to break here and doesn't. And so it falls and pulls back. So therefore, you don't go into a successful trade. So that's why I look at my day chart. And so it doesn't mean that it necessarily has to be above the cloud on your day chart, but it makes it that much better. And it gives you a higher probability of not getting caught in a major pullback. Okay, so that's why I do it this way. All right, so we look at the day chart. It's above our cloud, so we're good. Let's say if it wasn't above the cloud. Let's say on the day chart, it was down here. Well, this is up to you. You can go into that trade because you have a lot of room for it to pull back, okay? So it may be pulling back. So what you need to make sure when you look at the day chart is that you have, for a buy, you have a bullish candle. For a sell, on the day chart, you have a bearish candle. But for simplicity, if all of them are above the cloud, it is an overall buy. So for this trade, this will be an overall buy for Bitcoin Cash USD. So we would be able to go into that trade. Now, here's the next step to start looking at where would it go. Now, we only want to do 10 pips. That's what we're looking for. But the confirmation is we got our support and resistance, all right, that we've put out there. We have our trend. It's trending up. The next thing is that we get what we call something a retest. Okay, a retest means that we want to ensure that the price is not going to break past this line. We want to ensure that this is a legitimate support area for my buy. I mean, I don't want, see how price just did that? It tapped it and then went up. That's called a retest. Okay, it's testing that price line right now. So I'm not going to go into this trade yet, obviously, because price is not moving in the bullish direction that I wanted to go into. So I wanted to buy, so I wanted to go up. Okay. So we are going to wait a little bit for this candle to close out, and we want this candle to close out above this potential suggested price that it gave us. Okay, so the next candle will light up. It probably will test that again, and eventually price will start moving up. As soon as price starts moving up, we get 2 to 3 retests here, and then price starts going bullish. Then we buy. Then we buy. Okay, so 2 to 3 retests is number 3. Number 4, price is moving in the direction that we wanted to go into, and then we execute the trade. That's it. And so all you have to do is get really good at that checklist, folks, and you apply all that. That is a high probability trade. Now, let me make this even better for you. Let's say you don't know how to calculate the pips right now. You see this green line, and I'm gonna just turn the candle blue real quick. I'm going to block someone real quick. Give me 1 second. All right. So here we go. So looking at the green line, see this green line here? So I'll call our money line or our Chico span. It's also the same as your candle. So when this line is facing up, okay, right now it's on a pullback, you see. So we wouldn't have entered this trade yet, right? Because it went past our support line. We want to wait, okay? But once it does go above our line and it retests and it solidifies this is a true support point. Also, our Tangenson, the red line and blue line, is also moving support and resistance line. So anytime above the cloud that this red line crosses above the blue line, it's considered a strong buy. Okay, so if we were to go, if you look at the M15, H1, H4, and day chart above the cloud, and that crosses over, that's a buy. Okay, strong buy. All right, so now we just look left. So this face up, we look left, we go to the next point here. So this will be our first take profit, and then we go to the next one. This can be our next take profit, and then our top take profit would be up here. So 493.65. Okay, so we can get a couple hundred pips in there in the cryptocurrency space if we were to use this using Bitcoin Cash. So this is the long-term trade. So we would be able to take our take profit literally up to 493.44. This is a lot of money right here based off your lot size that you're using. So that is our strategy. That's all that we do. Same thing, Dash USD. Like if you're trading cryptocurrency right now, let's do a quick analysis of this just to give you another example. Just walk you through exactly how it works. All right, so first thing, remember, we're going to put our line there. Okay, so I go here, my horizontal line, place it on there. I go edit that line so that I can put the price in, 17750. Okay, boom, there goes my price there. My next step, right, I want to check the trend. Okay, so I go look at my M15. I go look at my H1 above the cloud. I go look at my H4 above the cloud. Awesome. Let's go look at this day chart. Boom, above the cloud. Critical area. This is a nice resistance area right now. We need to break this resistance area before it initially goes up. That's on the day chart. So let's go back to our 15 because that's where we're going to enter from. So great. It's above our price. It's coming back down. It's retesting our price. Guess what also happened? Our red line crossed over our blue line. So Dash USD would be a buy. Okay, so, and I would take this up here. So for those that are looking at this or those who trade cryptocurrency, you can actually take this and then take your buy up, you know, calculate 10 pips if you want. The pips are calculated on the back end here. Calculate 10 pips if you would like, or you can take it all. I would take it all the way up to this point here. So you can take it up to 180. Okay. So Dash, you can take up to 180. What I would do as soon as and wait for it to go in a direction. But you see our red line crossed over our blue line. We are in an uptrend on all charts. I see this going up to 180 right now, okay? And that's how we trade. That's it. So this works. It's powerful. So that's our strategy, folks. That's how we do. So you can trade cryptocurrency. You can trade Forex. You can trade the indices. So this is the German 30, which is calling for a sell here. You can try. Now that's going to be a little bit different. Make sure if you never traded the index, don't just hop into them. They move fast. So you want to make sure that you know what you're doing. If you can see how prices went down, kind of went there, but it respected the Tanks and the Kinderson. So that's why this is going to push the price up. Okay. And then we can also trade silver and gold, our metals. So that's our strategy, folks. That's how we do. This is using the ECC-11 strategy, utilizing high probability trades. Now, there may be some other strategies or other techniques that people are going to use that it's not necessarily that they're high probability, but they are trades that will probably hit. So I like to personally trade with the trend. Okay, and in the academy, it teaches you that the trend is your friend. And so, for example, if you're in a downtrend, you're going to look for long-term sales, short-term buys. And if you're in an uptrend, you're going to look for long-term buys, short-term sells. So what we're doing is we're just applying fundamentals of trading, especially if you're a brand new trader using the ECC-11 strategy. So that's all I have, folks. Get back to the person that got you on here. Let them know that you are ready to get started. Definitely get the web analyzer. I will tell you, it is probably one of the best tools I've ever used. And the cloud has been one of the most accurate indicators that I've ever used in this trading space, folks. So that is our training for today. For those who have made their decision, welcome to the team.